Hi there, I'm Kristen Harms. I'm one of the virtual developers, and today in our Nibble and Note presentation, we are going to be talking about digital books and podcasts.
Looking for ways to keep students engaged in literacy and to ensure that we are observing all that they're capable of can be challenging in a virtual environment. These digital book ideas and also the option for podcasts can be implemented in any part of your daily learning. It can provide students with the opportunity to show their creativity and to really dive into the curriculum that you are teaching. So, a couple examples of digital books that you can use with your students. The first one is Book Creator. I like this one a lot because I can set up a class for my students. So as I start, I set up one library, and as I do that, I can name the library and I can rename it later if I need to. Then once I go on to the next page, I can start a new book. As children, they might pick different sizes, different um, illustrations and things to go in their books, but I can start with the book that will show up in my library. There is a limited subscription though with Book Creator. So as a teacher for free, you can have one library with up to 40 books. So that should work for many teachers for one unit or a couple of classes. So once you create your library, you can invite students to join your library, and then they will see the book. As they start to work on the book, they can add things to the cover. They can import pictures, they can use their camera, they can record things. Within the drawings, there's also all different types of tools that they can use. And it also will allow them to search for stamps. So once those stamps pop up, all they have to do is click on it, and that stamp shows up in their book. It continues to give them other options of what types of tools they want to use. If they want to use emojis, if they need to go back and erase, they can change the color down here in the brush strokes. Anything that will personalize the books for what they want. The stickers or emojis that can be added are familiar to students because it's similar to what is in texting. They can preview their book. They can go on to the next pages in their books. If this is something that they are wanting it to be informational, they might even just type in a text box and add a photograph rather than their own created image. You can also link your book to websites. So if students are wanting to show where they got their information, they can click to that website, or if they're wanting to teach somebody about something, it can go to that website. It'll give them the countdown for recording, and so they can record in their books. And then if they use that recording, it just puts that speaker button, just like with audio in the Google format. Students can also add any kind of shapes or arrows. Things can easily be moved around. So again, this is very comparable to Google Drawing or Google Slides, which students are already familiar with. Students can import any files. They could also do a Google image search and import that into their book. Again, they can adjust the size. Students can also see all of their pages as a whole to see how their book is turning out. They can share their book. You can download an ebook, or they can present the book live this way, and it shows that it's actually turning the pages. You can also choose to have the book read to me. So that could be kind of interesting for students if they're creating books for younger children, or if it's their own book that they wrote that they want to be able to listen to themselves. Another option is Story Jumper. So to get started in Story Jumper, you can automatically look up lesson plans for any of these areas. So all about me, narrative writing, informational writing, journals, or it could be a group and class book. Just like Book Creator, Story Jumper, the teacher is the one that creates the login and then can share that with students. That's important for student privacy. The next option that I see, or that would be on Story Jumper, is they can have options for students. So students can join the class, and again, you give them a class link and you can add students that way. The other cool part about Story Jumper is you can create an individual book, a group book, or you can use a template for your book. So if I choose an individual book, I can still add the ABCs of something. So it can actually truly be an ABC book, or it can be teaching about a specific topic. If we come through here, we can add different props. Again, just like with Google, you can move things around easily, change the size difference. You can add different characters. Um, you can change the scenes. You can add actual photos to your books. So this one is a little bit more of a storytelling option. Again, you can see all the books. If you notice, you can also add to collaborate on a book. So it can be something that multiple students work on. So then you can choose that if you're going to share it with the class, you can make it public, you can share it with family and friends, or you can embed it into a website. If you want to actually publish the books, students can do that, or have it could be something for parents to purchase if they'd like. Um, so there are different options for the types of books that can be purchased. The other thing that I do like about Story Jumper is you will also be able to create your own character. So it's kind of like with Snapchat of making your own avatar. So I can go through and change the skin tone and the hair and the clothes and all of those things. Podcasts are a little bit different. There are some cool opportunities, but it doesn't have the same safety features like the book creators do. to where you can set up a class so that students don't have to give personal information. Um, so this it does since it doesn't have those settings, it uses email. So that's something that I would highly caution for minor students, that it might be something where students are using an account that a teacher set up and is monitoring. It does have some neat things where you can record, you can pull things from the library, you can add Spotify music, you can add messages, and then you can add those transitions between clips. So over here on the right side is where you're dragging each of your clips and building your episode that way. Another option that can be the recording of audio, not exactly a podcast, but maybe it could be something that has voice clips that go along with images. Now on Google Slides, we have Mote, and it's the first Chrome extension that lets you voice record directly into a slideshow. So it's a cool way as teachers for you to give feedback to students on their slides, but it can also be a way for students to record audio within their presentation. I hope you enjoyed the digital books and podcasts, PD. And if you have any questions, again, I'm Kristen Harms, and please reach out if you have anything.